Miami Dolphins on the road at the Green Bay Packers. This is your night game on Thanksgiving. It is an expensive 3.5 out there in favor of the home team, Green Bay Packers. 47.5 to 48 is your total. Mo, I am on the wrong side of the line move here in this one. What say you in this game?
I don't really have a good feel for this one, just partially because I don't know, the sample is obviously so small, and kind of a sample of one when I'm looking back at this Chiefs Dolphins playoff game last year, but that's the last time we saw Miami play in freezing cold conditions, and obviously they couldn't do anything. So I'm a little bit tempted to take the Packers alts in case Miami is just non-functional, but it sounds like you're on the other side because that is the side that obviously got moved. It moved out to Packers -3.5, and now it looks like it's going back the other way.
I actually was on the under 47.5, and it's moved out to 48 now. And look, this actually didn't even have a ton to do with the weather in this handicap. And so I'm actually confused now that the weather is part of all of this as well as to why this thing is moving out. But it's just kind of I look at it from the standpoint of, if you're going to go after this Dolphins team, I mean, they have no run defense really to speak of. And if you're the Packers, you've been running the ball pretty successfully with Jacobs. And then conversely, if you're the Dolphins, if like you said, this deal with Tua is real, then your only method of moving the ball is to keep the ball on the ground. And I mean, you're going to hear that. Everyone's going to hear this a million times, going back to college, 0-7, sub 40 degree, 0-4 in the NFL, sub 40 degree, all the different stuff like that. This is going to be mid-20s kickoff. It's going to feel like 20, maybe even lower than that. By the time this thing gets well into the game, it is certainly going to be in the high teens as far as the real feel goes. And Mo, I am captain anti-trend, right? I hate trends. I absolutely despise them. However, I do buy into weather trends basically because they're not team specific. They're not coach specific. They're not quarterback specific. They're none of that. It's hey, listen, if the wind blows X, we have a huge enough sample size to know that this happens. If the temperature is X, we have a big enough sample size to know X, right? And when we get into this kind of 20 degree real feel zone, we typically see 5 to 8% less offense, right? I mean, over the course of 60 minutes, I mean, that's fairly significant, And so for me, I was on the under, but again, this is going the opposite direction. It's going to 48. So I mean, I'm on the wrong side of this one.
Yeah, that's going to be me in the next game we talk about. So I've been there, but these two teams, I mean, on paper, obviously a couple of explosive passing offenses, but like you said, the Packers keep running the ball. Jordan Love has had 25 attempts the last couple of games. And you have a Miami team that refuses to really throw to its wide receivers and just wants to throw to Devon Achane and Jonnu Smith. So I would lean to your side for sure. As far as the props in this game goes, I do like Devon Achane touchdown again. I don't understand why this isn't out to some of the numbers that we've been seeing with the Kyron Williamses of the world and the Saquon Barkleys, where they're -170, -200. Devon Achane has scored 6 of this team's 16 touchdowns since Tua came back. He has scored in 4 out of 5 games since Tua came back, and in a game where I don't anticipate a lot of throwing downfield in cold conditions, I do not understand why he's close to even money. I think that one's pretty good.
Yeah, if you are of the mindset, guys out there, that this is going to be more of an offensive game than I believe it's going to be, Romeo Doubs is not going to make it back for this game. He's in the concussion protocol, short week. There's just no chance he's going to get back for this one. So if you think that means more targets for any of the receivers on the Packers side of things, that could be a way to look. Obviously, this does put Wicks into more of a every down type situation. For the Packers, they do play a lot of 3 wide receivers. So, I mean, that's just something to keep in mind. If you do think this is going to be a little bit more of an offensive type game than I do, Dobbs probably not going to be back out there for the Packers, given it's a short week and him being in the concussion protocol. So something to keep an eye on there as well.